After a while, sooner or later, in order for you to heal, you are going to have to forgive. There's no possible way you can say to yourself, I'm going to heal, but I'm going to hold on to all this anger. That means you haven't healed. There's no possible way you can say, I'm going to heal, but I'm going to hold on to all this sadness. Because you hurt me, so I'm going to hold on to all this pain. Even though you're going to move on, you might not feel anything. I'm going to hold on to the pain. The pain is important to me. That's a way, like we mentioned in the first step, you have to fill, what was the second step? You have to fill the empty space. That was step 2. So what do? We fill the empty space with anger and negativity. But you can't heal holding on to that pain. And the Buddha had a saying where he said that being angry is like holding on to a hot burning coal because you're trying to hurt someone else. You're holding on to this coal and expecting somebody else to burn. It makes no sense. You're holding on to your anger and you refuse to forgive the other person because you expect them to respond a certain way. What if they don't? Then what's your plan? You're still giving this person authority over you. And I'm not saying that we should forgive in the sense of wiping the slate clean and acknowledging and forgetting what the person did to us. Sometimes it's for the sake of survival, we remember negative experiences. But now you're just going to acknowledge what happened to you without falling into the emotional trap of not letting go of the past. Tough. That's tough. That's probably the toughest one for me. Forgiveness is something I always struggle with. But I think I'm getting a little bit better because now I understand the significance of it. I forgive you because I love me, if that makes any sense. And also keep in mind as well, too, that when people do hurtful or even really unspeakable things to you, there are options for moving on with your life. There are options for you to heal. And there are options for justice as well. But that's only for individuals who've been through really cruel, traumatic abuse, individuals who have to involve law enforcement, things of that nature. We're not talking about that. For those who have gone through that, definitely seek out justice. That's an important part of healing as well. Now, the next part is relearning. You're going to have to relearn the experience of joy. And you're going to have to stop hurting yourself so that you can remain with that person. And that's something that happens quite often when a person is going out of your life and they leave pain behind. Well, guess what? You continue to hurt yourself because you want to feel like you're still with that person. The painful experiences that you had when you were with that person, when that person is gone, you miss them, so you keep hurting yourself so you can feel like they're still there. The person is gone physically, emotionally detached from you, but you want to keep experiencing that pain because it's a reminder. It's a reminder. And sometimes if you don't have the person there to remind you of the experience, then you recreate the experience. That's what makes the mind so powerful and so scary when it's untamed. You end up recreating painful experiences as opposed to relearning the experience of joy. So we end up hurting ourselves. Sometimes you might find yourself having a great time, a great moment of pure joy. And then you invite the memories and invite the pain into that moment because you don't want to be free. Because if you're free, that means the person is no longer part of your life. And it's that fear taking over again because you didn't properly mourn. You didn't go through the mourning process. So now, because you didn't acknowledge the person that's no longer there, you didn't do it in a healthy way, now you're stuck in a cycle where you're recreating the experience of being with them, but not in a happy, healthy way. You're creating an illusory experience of being with them, which includes your pain. I have to keep hurting myself. I just had a great day, but you know what? I'm going to think about my ex right now. Because I feel like I don't deserve that day. Or I feel like I'm still stuck in the past. Or I feel like I haven't properly mourned, so I'm going to bombard myself with emotional pain because I need that to feel like I'm with this person. And I would rather feel emotional pain over an illusion that's no longer with me than to be free and experience joy again. And we're going to have to break that habit. How do you break that habit? You break that habit by allowing yourself to feel joy. And when thoughts of sadness and pain creep in, guess what? Be mindful. Embed yourself in the present moment. Embed yourself in that sense of joy and allow it. You don't have to feel guilty for feeling joy. You don't have to feel shame. What happened in your mind that makes you believe that you don't deserve to move forward, or you don't deserve to feel joy anymore? We hold on to the pain, the sadness, and the bitterness and the frustration because sometimes we feel like this is what we deserve, or sometimes we feel as if it's better to suffer alone with the illusion of a person than to be free. Stop hurting yourself. Stop hurting yourself. Because the person you were with, they're gone now. And you might get back together, things might heal, who knows, but they're gone now. Don't take over their job. If that person hurts you, don't take over the job for them. Don't take over the position for them and say, you used to hurt me. You know what? You're not here anymore to do it, so I got to do it for you. How is that going to make you more desirable to them if you want to get back with them? And how is that going to make you happy in the long run for the future? Or even for this present moment. Be in the present moment. But you keep hurting yourself for whatever reason, whether you feel you deserve the pain or whether you feel that, you feel angry at yourself for allowing someone else to get into your heart and break your heart, whatever the reason may be, you are hurting yourself at this point. Because the individual who hurt you is gone. In a sense, you're able to move on and be free. Or even if you truly love that person and that person was great for you, they're no longer here. So now it's just you alone hurting you. And we don't always hurt ourselves with psychological abuse or verbal abuse to ourselves. Some people have insecurity issues, or they might have self-anger, self-loathing, so they might write, I don't like myself, and that's a form of self-abuse. But you can abuse yourself just with your experiences. Even if you think highly of yourself, even if you feel you're confident, continuously putting the experience of sadness and misery on you is a form of self-abuse. It's not just for individuals who have a bad self-concept or low self-esteem. Self-abuse can even happen to individuals who are very confident when they continue to keep recreating the experience, whether it be in the form of other people who you might date, other people who you might pursue, or even in the form of continuously reliving and resurrecting moments in the past where you were hurt before. So you must relearn. You have to struggle to relearn how to allow joy. When you feel joy, allow it. You feel excitement, allow it. Which might sound easy, but it's a struggle to allow yourself to have a sense of joy, to allow yourself to have a sense of self-love. It can be tough. But it's something you have to relearn. Now, when you're a child and you learn how to speak, it takes continuous effort. You learn how to write your name. It takes continuous effort. Right? So the process of learning can be tough. And the process of relearning can require the same amount of effort. But it's not impossible. And it's not something you have to necessarily engage in a struggle with. When you learn how to write your name, it wasn't a struggle. It was just something you had to learn. And you can learn joy again. You can learn happiness again. I promise you, if you focus your mental energy on simply allowing joy, allow it, because life is full of joy. Even in places where people are poor, even in third world countries, even in the midst of war, somehow, some way, people find joy. If they just allow it. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, allow that 5 minutes of joy. Even if it's a day where you have a lot to do and you feel overwhelmed and you're struggling, just take a deep breath and just allow a little joy to creep in. Joy is something that you have to allow, because we've learned to fight it off. We've learned so many maladaptive and negative and malfeasant ways to treat ourselves. But if you stop for a second and just wait, sometimes you can just wait 5 minutes in quiet, and all of a sudden joy will overpower you. Allow it. Don't keep bringing up memories of what you lost, because right now in this moment, there's joy. Right now in this moment, there's happiness. Just be mindful. Just be mindful of the joy. Simply like looking for your keys. Where are my keys? Where are my keys at? And then you look and on your desk. It's there. Just allow yourself to see it. You're so freaked out and so panicked that you're looking around and you see the lotion and you see the hair gel and you see the shampoo and you see deodorant and you see your jeans and your shoes and your socks and the hamper where the dirty clothes are and books. But you're so freaked out and so panicked you can't see the keys just sitting right there. You're so freaked out right now you can't see the joy. Sometimes the joy might not be in a romantic connection. Sometimes the joy might be in the connection with your children. Sometimes the joy might be in building a relationship with yourself. Sometimes the joy might be in just experiencing being with your social network, your friends' support network. And just allow those moments to be joyful. And yes, it's going to take time. Yes, it's going to take a little healing and a little bit of work, but it can be done. Promise you. Promise you. Just allow yourself to feel joy. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It felt good to give this particular lecture. I enjoyed this. And it's helping to heal me. I feel a sense of relief, and right now I'm just allowing the joy. And I am in a state of joy. I do feel joy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back next week. Peace and blessings to all. May the force be with you.